always make a mistakes, and then he run to the their bosses and America and other. Then they say, okay, now you can save me. And I hope Pakistan will learn a lesson to this, that they can make a war with Afghanistan.
Smarit, I'll request you to stay on with us because I want to quickly go across to our reporter-only Indian News Network having a resource in Kabul right now. Hashmat, thank you very much for joining us. And in fact, you've placed that question before Zabiullah. I want you to help us understand what is it that Zabiullah had to say when you asked this question about whether at all they're looking at India's assistance. China has already called for a ceasefire here. United States of America is closely monitoring the situation. Hashmat, what's the situation currently in Kabul and how exactly did they respond to the India help that is being extended?
Good evening, Charles. Let me to have a status before answer these questions. As you know, many days before, Pakistan Army targeted civilians' houses in Nangarhar and also in Paktiar and many places of Afghanistan. Then Afghan government decided that have a reaction on this. Last night, 8 o'clock, from many sides of Afghanistan and Durand line, Taliban Defense Army has targeted Pakistan Army bases and checkposts and Nangarhar, Helmand, Kandahar, and Nuristan, Kunar, and fortunately, the Pakistan Army have lost dozens of their armies and also injured, and many of bodies have Taliban bring it in this side from Durand, and also Taliban have get many equipments from the Pak Army. As we asked Zabiullah Mujahid, the spokesperson for Islamic Emirat, he already answered, and he said that India is our friend, and we have good relation, like he mean economic and political relation with India. But as we asked about that, as Pakistan said that they are India supports TTP or ISIS in Afghanistan against the Pakistan, he reacted on this and he said no, never. We have good relations with India, and also we want good relations with any neighbor country and other countries. But Pakistani army have targeted our civilians places in Afghanistan, and that was because that we targeted Pakistan army bases today and Punjab and many cities of Pakistan.
Well, thank you very much, Hashmat and Mr. Murray, thank you for joining us on this broadcast and putting this into perspective. It seems that it is far from over. In fact, Afghanistan has now made a stunning claim that Pakistan is essentially begging for a ceasefire. That's all that we could pack in this edition of This Is the Exclusive, getting you all the details of the war that is taking place along the Durand line. All this much more on the other side. Trending coming up.
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता। टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, विद यू लाइक फैमिली, विद यू ऑलवेज।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
राजा आर प्योर मसाला केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार, विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी प्रोवुड का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना, लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है। यानी ये है जहां नो टेंशन वहां।
प्रीमियम प्लस बाय सेंचुरी प्रोवुड।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरी डे।
Now here's the reality, it's fact not fiction. You are sitting on a plane. You're boarding the plane in the national capital of India for Leh at 6:08 in the morning. It's a SpiceJet plane. 6 minutes into the take, against the backdrop of daybreak and a beautiful sunrise, you suddenly look to your right towards the wings and you see the flames of fire on the wings of the plane. Your plane is on fire. Ladies and gentlemen, these are real visuals. This is the reality that the Civil Aviation Minister does not want you to see. This is the reality SpiceJet does not want you to see. This is the reality DGCA does not want you to see. Because at the cockpit, at that very moment while you're sitting in the plane, there are calls of Mayday, 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 Mayday. That is a flight emergency. The flight circles back. There's engine failure in one of the engines, lands at 6:49 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, and as you get off the plane, you realize this is the same SpiceJet.
प्रदीप जी, ये 8 साल का बच्चा कोमा में है, पुलिस 5 दिन से कुछ नहीं कर पाई है अभी तक। वो जो पिस्टल है, लाइसेंस पिस्टल है, वो तक बरामद नहीं कर पाई है। आपके ही विधानसभा के लोग हैं सर, जवाब मांग रहे हैं आपसे। प्रदीप जी, एक जवाब, आपके ही लोग हैं, आपसे बात। सर, एक बच्चा 8 साल का, आप बिल्कुल आप भोजन कर लीजिएगा। एक 8 साल का
अपराधी है, उसमें उसको सजा मिलेगी। पुलिस ने FIR दर्ज करा ली, वो लश्कर करेगी।
सर, 5 दिन हो गए बच्चा।
कोई बात नहीं है ना, पुलिस ने FIR दर्ज कर ली ना।
अभी 5 दिन में क्यों? क्योंकि अभी तक उनको वो लाइसेंस वेपन है वो भी बरामद।
विधानसभा में चली, विधानसभा से आई तो माता वैष्णो देवी चले गए, अभी कल लौटे। कल उसके परिवार के लोग आए थे।
आपकी उनके परिवार वालों से अभी तक बात हो पाई?
कल उन परिवार में संस्कार आया था, मेरे को नहीं पता परिवार में है, लेकिन मैंने उनसे कहा कि जो भी मदद हुई करेगी।
Good evening, viewers. You're watching the latest edition of Trending Tonight with me, Rakshita Mishra. And today we're going to start with the row around this film Kerala Story 2. There's relief coming in from the makers. The ban has been lifted. We'll tell you more about it, what happened in the court. Story number 2 is the marathon at the Pangong Lake that also features our Fire and Fury Corps, the Indian Army. Story number 3 is President of India, Draupadi Murmu, the Supreme Commander of the forces, of our armed forces, taking a sortie in the LCH, the Light Combat Helicopter, Prachand, near the Indo-Pak border. Story number 4, protest in frog attire carried out against President of the United States, Donald Trump. We have all this and much more lined up for you in this edition. Let's get started. It was a powerful blend of symbolism and strategy. President Murmu scripted history today, becoming the first Indian president to fly in an attack helicopter. That's the indigenously developed light combat helicopter Prachand. Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces undertook a 25-minute sortie as a co-pilot from the Jaisalmer Air Force Station, that's near the Indo-Pak border, soaring over the desert frontier near the India-Pakistan border and the Pokhran firing range. Mid-air, the president delivered a live message as well to the nation, calling the Prachand a powerful symbol of self-reliance and saluting India's soldiers with a resounding Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. With stealth features, night attack capability, advanced avionics and lethal air-to-ground and air-to-air weapon systems, it strengthens India's operational edge along the mountainous and the desert borders. And at an altitude where the air is thin, temperatures plunge below minus 20 degrees Celsius and every breath feels earned. More than 450 runners laced up for one of the world's most extreme endurance events, the Pangong Frozen Lake Marathon 2026. Held on the glassy blue ice of the Pangong Tso in Ladakh, this high-altitude race pushed the athletes across distances from fun runs to a full marathon, turning the frozen lake into a surreal track of great resilience and breathtaking beauty. Branded by many as the last run, the marathon spotlighted climate change and the alarming rate at which the Himalayan glaciers and higher altitude lakes are melting, raising fears that fully frozen editions may not remain possible forever. The event also, of course, reinforced Ladakh's growing reputation as a global hub for winter adventure sports while promoting sustainable tourism in the fragile Himalayan ecosystem. And we have with us participants and the organizer of the event as well. We have one of the participants joining us live is Rajiv Jain and Chambat Setan is the organizer. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Jain. If I could just come across to you first. This is, of course, a very, very challenging terrain and an atmosphere, isn't it? But tell us about your experience out there.
It's a really unreal experience. I mean, it is not about the altitude and the cold. Obviously, that is the most difficult part of the marathon, running in such an altitude and in minus 21 degrees. But also, it is about the whole journey when you have, before running a marathon in that cold, where we went to Pangong, where there was no light from night 11 to 6 o'clock in the morning. So you're battling that cold and battling the altitude. Still, the spirit is very high of each runner to complete the marathon because they love the sport. And I would really appreciate the way Chamba and the team has done such an event is absolutely mind-blowing. And I think each and every runner has experienced this kind of feeling when they run on the frozen ice, which is unreal and unmatched. I have not seen any other marathon in this world doing this. So unreal, unbelievable experience running in Pangong.
Right, and Mr. Setan, you've been organizing this event and many such similar ones there. And this is called the last run. If you could just tell us why is it called the last run?
Yes, you rightly mentioned in the introduction because in place like Ladakh, where melting glacier is a major challenge, and we try to spread awareness about melting glacier, and we titled it the last run. The idea is to arm people about climate change, and we are trying to say that this could be the last run because it may not freeze again. So this is because of climate change. Himalayan glaciers are melting rapidly. Of course, for runners and hockey enthusiasts who play on these legs may not get to play again. I mean, that's sad, but more than that, your farmers and the pastoralists who depend on this high mountain rangeland will have severe problem in the times to come if glaciers keeps on melting at the rate it is melting now.
Right, sir. And even the Fire and Fury Corps of the Indian Army also, the Ladakh Scouts extended support. So how was it with the support of the Army? How has it been the experience and the response?
Yes, definitely. I mean, the Army has been part of us from the time we started. In a border, support of Fire and Fury Corps. It's very difficult logistically to do. I mean, we have been conducting this together for the last 3 years, and absolutely, I mean, together we are trying to promote rural and border tourism through such initiatives and some sort of an innovation in sport, if you can look at it. And this is the Asia's first and world highest marathon, frozen lake marathon, for which we have the record with the Guinness Book of Records.
Absolutely. Mr. Jain, I've been to Ladakh, and even walking up to the altitude, at times, you take time to even acclimatize, to just survive there. Even as a tourist, if you go, or even for coverage, it takes at least 24 hours to, have your breath in place. What's the, the preparation like for someone who goes for a run at such high altitudes? Just quickly tell our viewers.
So a lot of people tell me, can they run? Can they go to Ladakh and run in 3 days? It's very important that you go to Ladakh, you follow the rules which is laid out by the organizing team, that you have to come at least 7 to 8 days before rest it out for 24 hours, and then you start acclimatizing for the next 7 days. And obviously there is a proper schedule which is laid out by the organizers. Every day you have to take a walk in the maybe go to the market. Second day, they have taken us to Shanti Stupa, which is at a height where you climb 500 steps. And then they go to Pangong, which is, a slightly higher altitude than Ladakh also. So you have to follow these rules to get acclimatized and then start running, which is very, very important.
Right, Mr. Jain and Mr. Setan, thank you so much for joining us on Republic TV and sharing your experience and insights on this very, very special run that's called The Last Run. Of course, has a message itself. Shifting focus now to the other stories that are running hot on social media today. It's time for the hot trends. Now, Vijay's wife Sangeeta Swarnalingam has filed for divorce after 27 years of marriage. In a petition under the Special Marriage Act, she has alleged adultery, claiming that Vijay was involved in an extramarital relationship with a fellow actress in 2021. Now, the plea also cites mental cruelty, public humiliation through social media posts, and financial restrictions. The couple married in 1999 and they have 2 children. The Ravi Shankar Centre has refuted Rishabh Ricky Ram Sharma's claim of being a formal disciple of Ravi Shankar, Pandit Ravi Shankar. It said that 2012 string tying was informal, with only limited lessons before the maestro's health declined. The statement follows clarification by Anushka Shankar, the daughter of Pandit Ravi Shankar. Narendra Modi received a signed Father 5 poster from the cast of Father during his visit to Israel. Prime Minister shared a selfie with the actors Lior Raz, Avi Issacharov and Tsahi Halevi, and he also joked with them. And I quote, "Thankfully, this interaction required only a selfie, no undercover work," unquote. The meeting took place alongside official discussions aimed at strengthening India-Israel ties across key sectors. Kiran Rijiju, the Union Minister, took to the stage at the Nyokum Yulo Golden Jubilee celebrations in Arunachal Pradesh, surprising the crowd with a Bollywood song. The Union Minister performed alongside singer Mohit Chauhan during the festivities in Barming. The video on social media, you can see Rijiju was saying that he was very happy to sing for the loving people of the region. And Rashmika Mandana and Vijay Deverakonda made their first public appearance as a married couple at the Udaipur airport. The newlyweds waved and blew kisses to photographers, radiating post-wedding joy. Rashmika stunned in a red churidar, while Vijay kept it classic in a powder blue kurta set. The couple tied the knot on 26th of February in an intimate ceremony at the IDT Mementos Udaipur, following Telugu and Kodava traditions. The grand reception will be in Hyderabad, organized on the 4th of March. Priyanka Chopra has revealed she felt cornered in the Hindi film industry, saying that she needed to move abroad and survive emotionally and professionally. She described Bollywood as political and limiting at one point in her career. Her music phase between 2012 and 2013 opened global doors and eventually led her to Hollywood breakthrough with Quantico. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are reportedly set to marry on the 13th of June in Rhode Island. According to reports, the ceremony will take place at the Ocean House with 13 Swift's favorite number marking the special date. The couple who began dating in 2023 and got engaged last year had earlier shared glimpses of their floral-themed proposal on Instagram. Dipinder Goyal has announced hiring for his experimental wearable venture Temple, but with a strict fitness condition. Now, in a post on X, he said that applicants must have body fat below 16%. That's for men, and for women, it's 26%, below 26% of body fat. Or they should commit to reaching it within 3 months of joining. Now, Temple has been described by Goyal as a high-precision wearable aimed at elite performance athletes, designed to measure brain blood flow. The announcement follows earlier teasers calling it the most important wearable, as he said. Kamal Haasan and Rajnikant are set to reunite for a new film directed by Nelson Dilip Kumar, produced by Red Giant Movies. The untitled project with music by Anirudh Ravichandran was announced with a quirky promo video and will go on the floors soon. 26-year-old man was critically injured after a captive elephant attacked him during a festival at a temple in Kerala. A viral video shows the elephant suddenly grabbing the man with its trunk and flinging him into the air, triggering panic among devotees. The victim was rushed to a nearby hospital while festive rituals were briefly halted. Devotees gathered in large numbers at the Krishna Janmabhoomi temple in Mathura to celebrate Holi with colors, music and prayers. The temple premises echoed with devotional songs as people smeared gulal and offered prayers. The atmosphere blended festivity with faith, reflecting the traditional spirit of Holi at Lord Krishna's birthplace. All right, viewers, let's start with the other trending story, that is Kerala Story 2. That is a real-life twist in the Kerala Story 2 now that goes beyond, has gone from a last-minute legal freeze to a full theatrical green light in under 24 hours. So a single judge bench of the Kerala High Court imposed a 15-day interim stay, raising concerns that the film's teaser and trailer could disrupt social harmony and questioning whether the CBFC had applied its mind before granting a UA certificate. But by the 27th of February, a division bench, that's today, division bench stepped in, set aside the stay and restored the film's path to cinemas, underscoring a key principle. The court's move effectively restored the CBFC's authority, signaling that unless there is a clear and immediate threat to public order, the courts should not place censor. We have Dr. T. Anil Kumar, who is a former member of the Central Board of Film Certification, and he's an artist also himself. Mr. Kumar, thank you so much for joining us on Republic TV, sir. How do you feel the relief that has come in right after 24 hours with the ban? What's your first reaction, sir? What's your take on this entire policy?
It's a welcome decision. Industry needs to function. So both the judiciary has taken its decision in the right way, and it's a welcome decision that the movie will be released tomorrow.
Right, sir. So the fact that the court, there has been this, the previous Kerala Story and many such, stories have been in the eye of a storm so many times, sir. As an artist, also someone who's been part of the CBFC, you feel that the courts, you feel that there is, what do you really have to say about the intervention that have come in, not just from the courts, but also from the political party before even the release happens?
See, this is all a legal process. The constitutional body, once it has cleared a movie with valid cuts and fit for release, if any organization has any objectionable content to it, have gone to the court. It is also welcome. The courts have applied their mind and given the single bench judge had his decision. So it has been challenged and the division bench has cleared it. It's a welcome decision. All process of law has been applied and it's a welcome decision. It should be released and it should run comfortably, irrespective of any political party having any objection. They have to reach to the next court. That is what I feel.
Right. Dr. Kumar, many thanks for joining us with your reaction on this story. Let's shift our focus to the final trending story of this evening, viewers. As Donald Trump delivered his longest ever State of the Union address, just blocks from the White House, a very different spectacle unfolded. Inflatable frogs, giraffes and neon animal suits flooded the streets in a satirical protest dubbed as the State of the Swamp. Now organized by anti-Trump groups like Defiance, inspired by Portland's Frog Brigade, demonstrators flipped Trump's Drain the Swamp slogan on its head, using humor and absurdity to critique his immigration policies and the ICE operations. The frog suits, once a quirky protest gimmick, are fast becoming a global symbol of whimsical dissent, proving that in Washington's high-stakes political theater, satire can be as loud as any slogan. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we come to a close of this episode. We just now are going to share a glimpse of power and precision that is guarding our skies. The Indian Air Force unleashing exercise Vayu Shakti, a spectacular display of long-range strikes, pinpoint accuracy and conventional firepower, delivering with devastating effect. Here's more, and thanks for watching.
हर सोच मंजिल के नाम, हर उड़ान लक्ष्य के नाम।
Bomb has been released from your left and an accurate hit. The radar cluster has been neutralized, and these loitering munitions were successfully used during Operation Sindoor to attack critical targets behind the enemy lines.
They will target a terrorist camp which is located 12 o'clock.
They have been tasked to engage enemy arming and refueling point, located to your left, 11 o'clock, 2 kilometers away.
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी प्रोवुड का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना, लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है, यानी ये है जहां नो टेंशन वहां।
प्रीमियम प्लस बाय सेंचुरी प्रोवुड।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ,
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला। मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी, चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता। टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, विद यू लाइक फैमिली, विद यू ऑलवेज।
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
Now here's the reality. It's fact, not fiction. You are sitting on a plane. You're boarding the plane in the national capital of India for Leh at 6:08 in the morning. It's a SpiceJet plane. 6 minutes into the take, against the backdrop of daybreak and a beautiful sunrise, you suddenly look to your right towards the wings and you see the flames of fire on the wings of the plane. Your plane is on fire. Ladies and gentlemen, these are real visuals. This is the reality that the Civil Aviation Minister does not want you to see. This is the reality SpiceJet does not want you to see. This is the reality DGCA does not want you to see. Because at the cockpit, at that very moment while you're sitting in the plane, there are calls of Mayday, 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 Mayday. That is a flight emergency. The flight circles back. There's engine failure in one of the engines, lands at 6:49 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, and as you get off the plane, you realize this is the same SpiceJet. This is the same SpiceJet that does not have the money to play the Bangladesh government, which is why it had been, I don't know the present situation, not allowed to fly in Bangladeshi airspace. They're out of money. Who is the owner of SpiceJet? This is the same SpiceJet, ladies and gentlemen, when another SpiceJet took off from Patna to Delhi on 19 June 2022. It caught fire soon after taking off from the airport. Flames were seen on the left wing of the aircraft. 2 blades were bent. So you should see the visuals then and now, ladies and gentlemen. Then and now. Look at that and now. Ladies and gentlemen, a SpiceJet plane catches fire in mid-air in December. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is 19 June 2022 and then
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. रहो बेफिक्र.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध, MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात. वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है. अरे मेरे राजा, राजा और प्योर मसाला.
मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी, चाहे जो भी हो.
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता. टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, विद यू लाइक फैमिली, with you always.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल. ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े. क्या निराला MDH मसाला.
अरे टेंशन किस बात की. सेंचुरी प्रोवुड का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना. लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी है, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है. यानी ये है जहां नो टेंशन वहां.
Premium Plus by Century ProWood.
Our Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
Now here's the reality, it's fact not fiction. You are sitting on a plane. You're boarding the plane in the national capital of India for Leh at 6:08 in the morning. It's a SpiceJet plane. 6 minutes into the take, against the backdrop of daybreak and a beautiful sunrise, you suddenly look to your right towards the wings and you see the flames of fire on the wings of the plane. Your plane is on fire. Ladies and gentlemen, these are real visuals. This is the reality that the Civil Aviation Minister does not want you to see. This is the reality SpiceJet does not want you to see. This is the reality DGCA does not want you to see. Because at the cockpit, at that very
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. रहो बेफिक्र.
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का.
MDH की देगी मिर्च.
अरे टेंशन किस बात की. सेंचुरी प्रोवुड का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना. लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी है, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है. यानी ये है जहां नो टेंशन वहां.
Premium Plus by Century ProWood.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ.
8 मिनट में तैयार.
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला. मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी, चाहे जो भी हो.
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता। टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, विद यू लाइक फैमिली, विद यू ऑलवेज।
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा, राजा मसाला।
मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी, चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता। टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, विद यू लाइक फैमिली, विद यू ऑलवेज।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
Now here's the reality. It's fact, not fiction. You are sitting on a plane. How old were you when you felt that this goal was special? Any one moment on the field that you remember from your youngest years?
My eldest brother was a very, very good footballer, and I used to watch them play. So I grew up in that environment. My big break for me to really make a career in football was when I got scholarship through Sports Authority of India. That was very, very important for me when I look back today. This was in '86.
You were 10 years old?
Yes, 10 years old. Getting that scholarship through football, because of football, actually made my life more easier. It gave flexible to my parents, saying that because of football he's getting a scholarship for studies, academics and all that. So they're more free to let me play football because of that.
This week on Get Me Right is the replacing of Edwin Lutyens' bust at the Rashtrapati Bhavan by that of Rajaji Siraj Gopalachari. Another step towards decolonizing our minds, or a possible pivot to a Viksit Bharat future. Also, as Amazon beats Walmart to become the company with highest top line in the world, can we look at groceries as an antidote to our AI anxieties? And finally, with the surrender of a key communist guerrilla Devuji with Telangana police, is India already Naxal-free ahead of the March deadline? This weekend, Saturday and Sunday, only on Republic TV.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate. Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
On the show tonight, I'm bringing you part 2 of the biggest financial fraud in the country carried out by Anil Ambani. He has snubbed and dodged the ED again. This is a huge scam masterminded by Anil Ambani. At 8:35 p.m. tonight, Afghanistan is striking deep inside Pakistan, striking 4 Pakistani bases. We have Afghan versus Pakistan debate tonight. And at 9 o'clock this evening, Arvind Kejriwal breaks down after being acquitted in the liquor scam case. We have, among others, Manish Sisodia also acquitted with us at 9 o'clock this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I said, and I repeat this again, Anil Ambani is the mastermind of one of the most dangerous financial scams in the country. He has conned almost 60% of India's financial system. And today I'm coming to you with part 2 of the dirty, dirty Anil Ambani scam. I'm going to tell you 6 fresh angles that I am bringing to you as part of this mega Anil Ambani scam part 2. Ladies and gentlemen, the first is the family trust angle. As you all know, Anil Ambani took a lot of money from here and there. Chinese-Indian consortium owes people over 40-50,000 crore rupees. What he tried to do is set up family trusts, equally dividing it between his wife and 2 sons, giving them 99% liability or ownership. And he has set up a company that has no salaries, no employees, no real estate other than their very own abode, a house they call the abode, a 3,700 crore rupee house if the documents with Republic hold the test of court. This is terrible what Anil Ambani did. He took the money from you and he distributed it among his family members. Secondly is the shell company angle. Across multiple points in the documents with Republic, it is clear that Anil Mastermind, Anil Epstein, Anil Mastermind Ambani, Anil Epstein Ambani, set up a trust that masqueraded as a family trust and it turned out to be a shell company. Ladies and gentlemen, he was the master of layering. I will show you today how at some points he indulged in as many as 7 layers of financial layering. This only a massive financial scamster can do. He was also siphoning off the money, yours money, to Chinese shores. If you have a shred of doubt that Anil Ambani was simply trying to restructure his loans